Welcome to Salient Training's Best Practices videos. In this segment, our focus is on motion detection. First, we'll talk a little about how motion detection works, and then we'll cover some best practice guidelines to help you determine when and how to record motion. So let's get started. So what is motion detection? In simple terms, motion detection is the process of detecting a change in the position of an object relative to its surroundings. Motion detection can be done with many network cameras and your complete view recording server. In general, there are two motion detection methods: pixel-based motion detection and AI video object classification. Now, pixel-based motion detection, also known as video motion detection or VMD, is a basic form of video surveillance technology that detects changes in pixel values between frames of video, and is also the type of motion detection used by your complete view recording server. Here's an example of 4 frames of video. Now in these frames, the background is consistent and the only pixels that change between the frames are the person walking. When there is a change in pixel values, the software assumes that there is motion and creates an alert that triggers recording. It doesn't matter what creates the motion with VMD, so you do tend to see false alarms due to environmental factors. AI video object classification, on the other hand, uses algorithms to identify and classify objects in a video stream and tracks those objects through each video frame. Some AI algorithms can distinguish between humans, vehicles, or animals. Others even detect specific events like loitering, objects crossing a line, or items left behind. Many cameras have filters and settings that can lower false positives when used properly, making AI detection more versatile than traditional VMD. Alright, with the basics out of the way, our first best practice is determining how and when to record motion. First, we'll look at the how portion and identify the 3 methods of how you can record motion video. The first is motion with pre and post recording. We add the pre and post because pre and post recording is important. It adds video before and after the motion event. Instead of seeing a short clip of a person in a motion zone, you see them before, during, and after they activate the zone, giving you a better picture of what happened. Motion-only recording may miss some activity outside the detection zones, but it's very effective in the right environment and typically maximizes the days of video that your system stores. Next is dual stream recording, and this works with any ONVIF Profile S compliant camera and version 7 or higher of Complete View. ONVIF lets you configure multiple video profiles with custom frame rates, video quality, compression, and resolutions. In Complete View, you can choose a primary stream to record continuous video and select a low-resolution, low-frame rate ONVIF profile. Then you can use a secondary stream to record motion and select a high frame rate, high-resolution profile. This setting maximizes your video coverage with continuous video to capture all activities while providing high-quality video of events in areas of interest. The continuous record increases your storage demand, but the low resolution and frame rates offer a great compromise for the return on coverage. Option 3 is continuous with motion. This setting gives you constant coverage with the benefit of motion indexing. Since recording is continuous, there can be a lot of data, especially with high resolutions and frame rates. You'll want to manage your storage to meet any minimum retention requirements on recorded video. So this answers the how. Now let's jump into the when. We'll start with some scenarios when motion recording is a good option. First on the list are low traffic areas. This includes places like back hallways, seldom used by anyone, or a receiving door where the only activity is random deliveries. Areas like this are great candidates for a motion-only or even a dual-stream recording. High security areas are another example of where you might benefit from motion recording. Money rooms or vaults, employee-only areas, server rooms, and places of that nature are all good motion areas since their activity is limited. Consider a dual stream motion recording setup for these types of locations so you have constant monitoring coverage with your low resolution continuous stream, and anytime motion is detected, you can view those events at the higher resolution and frame rate. Another great motion recording opportunity are areas that have limited after-hours activity. A loading dock with lots of activity during the day, but relatively quiet at night, is an excellent option for a split schedule recording continuous video during business hours, but switching to a motion-only schedule when there is minimal activity. And our final example of when to record motion is just to create an index of events like people using an entrance or an exit door, a delivery or package drop-off area, or monitoring vehicle access to seldom used entrances or exits. The motion recordings in areas like this provide a quick reference to any instances of activity. Now, along with the when, we'll also look at when not to record motion for a comparison. First on the avoid list are constant motion scenes. Retail stores with lots of foot traffic, airport concourses, sports arenas. Any place where there is a consistent flow of traffic is a poor candidate for recording motion because the sheer amount of recorded events makes any indexing nearly impossible. Next, avoid using motion detection on overview cameras. Cameras mounted high up, like on the side of a building or on a pole that provide coverage over a wide area, aren't of much value recording motion. Their value comes from the 24/7 wide-angle coverage they provide. Keep these types of cameras on a continuous record schedule. Finally, try to stay away from motion detection scenes with a lot of reflection or flashes. Rooms with numerous TV screens or monitors, flashing lights, mirrors, or lots of glass are notorious for generating false positives on motion recordings. If you have to record motion in an environment like this, use your camera's motion exclusion zones, sensitivity settings, and any other AI filters that might reduce your false positives. And that concludes our best practices on how and when to record motion. In the video description below, you'll see links to our other motion detection best practices videos, and be sure to hit the subscribe button so you'll get updates whenever we post a new video. If you found this video helpful, follow us for more best practices videos, and if you have comments on our videos, send an email to training@salientsys.com. Thanks for watching.